On September 7th at Southside Dining Hall, the student organization Students for Life set up a table for their ongoing nationwide campaign, Abortion is Not Right. During this incident, banners were displayed using abolitionist imagery, specifically Josiah Wedgwood's "Ain't I a Man and a Brother?" and civil rights quotes such as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere," in order to bolster their argument. Many students reported feeling unsafe, that the booth's language and imagery were inflammatory, anti-black, and hindered open dialogue.
We demand action.
In response, the BLACC Coalition, as well as other select Black Mason organizations, released statements responding to this incident. As a collective, these statements emphasized that the issue was never about their organization being pro-life, but was more about misrepresenting Blackness and thus harming the Black community as a whole.
We demand action.
On September 15th, Students for Life released their official statement, singling out BLACC, Mason's BSA, the George Mason NAACP, and the Center for Culture, Equity, and Empowerment. NAACP and BSA specifically mentioned due to the releasing their own individual statements alongside posting their collective BLACC letter. About 10 minutes before releasing their statement on social media, Students for Life had emailed all of these organizations asking for clarification on the meeting initially called to have with them. Instead of agreeing to this meeting, Students for Life accused us of, quote, intending to trick people into agreeing with anti-abortion views using slavery, unquote, which was never said in any of these statements, nor was the Black Mason statement written to trick people.
We demand action.
A day later, Students for Life released an additional post on this incident, again targeting the aforementioned organizations and continuing to equate abortion to enslavement.
We demand action.
This continued the cycle of misrepresenting images and language from Black resistance movements and harming the Black Mason community.
Demand action.
Recently, the Legal Counsel of Students for Life's national affiliate contacted us via email, threatening that Black students and organizations had broken the law by violating the First Amendment and impeding Students for Life GMU's freedom of expression. While this is not the case, Students for Life gathered together different representatives from their national affiliate in order to deepen the notion that Black students and organizations had attacked them due to their beliefs. A blog post from the National Students for Life was recently released, perpetuating this narrative.
We demand action.
From the beginning, we have emphasized that this was never about beliefs or politics. Instead, it has escalated into something that could jeopardize the safety and integrity of numerous Black students, staff, and campus organizations.
We demand action.
This isn't about Students for Life's beliefs. It never was. And it's not about anyone's values, beliefs, opinions, or otherwise. We all think differently, and it's important to recognize that everyone here, from our students, staff, faculty, and organizations, hold different beliefs. This difference in our thinking is what makes our campus strong. We thrive off of diversity on all fronts, but we can't have diversity without equity. We can't claim to be the most diverse campus in the Commonwealth without committing to making space for students of all backgrounds and identities. So it's important to acknowledge that this organization's actions created a hostile environment for Black students.
We demand action.
Misrepresenting Black civil rights imagery, language, and history like this not only involves Black students, but also puts them in a position to be targeted.
We demand action.
We don't care that you're pro-life, Students for Life. We care that your actions have misrepresented our history.
We demand action.
The Black student body of George Mason University demands increased protection, support, advocacy, and transparency for Black students. We demand to meet with university administrators on a monthly basis at a minimum. And if the George Mason administration misses or reschedules these meetings, then we demand their attendance at an alternative in-person town hall that will be open to the student body.
We demand action.
We demand that the university adopt swift and necessary changes to the institution, which we have detailed in our letter to the university president. This isn't the first instance of Black students being misrepresented, targeted, or mistreated on this campus. This is about misrepresenting hundreds of years of history and thus misrepresenting the horrific experiences of subjugation endured by the Black community into the present day.
We demand action.
This is part of a larger issue of George Mason University's reliance on Black students to prove whatever points they make at the moment, yet doing nothing to actively protect, learn from, or advocate for the community.
We demand action.
We encourage everyone to stay updated by following the BLACC page at blacc.gmu or by contacting BLACC by email. We will be holding a 2-part speak out. The initial conversation on Monday, September 26th at 5 p.m. in the JC Cinema will allow the Black Mason community to engage. The second session will be for the Mason administration to sit and listen to our needs and demands. These are spaces for Black students on campus to come together and discuss their grievances. They'll also celebrate the power of our community. We have said before that we are stronger together. Our collective power is how we make George Mason University a safe, inclusive environment, not only in theory, but also in practice. We call for the students of George Mason University to join us as we fight for a campus that truly protects the diverse student body it claims to hold. We demand
We demand action.
We demand action.
We demand action.
We demand action.
Demand action.
We demand action.